Let me show you one other really simple thing, because there's another math concept that I think I can probably make easier for you. And this is one that you will probably see on your test. If you're looking at net to seller, a lot of times what we'll ask you is the seller needs to net a certain amount. How much would we have to sell the house for them to make it? At what price must a property sell to give the seller a net of $60,000 after paying a broker a 6% commission, paying off a $480 lien, and paying closing costs of $850? Let me show you algebra again, and then I promise I'm going to make your life so much easier. If you take this step by step, what we're basically saying is if they sold it for 100% of a purchase price, we're going to take ours off the top, right? We're charging a 6% commission. 100% of the purchase price minus 6%, which is our commission, minus a $480 lien that they have to pay off, and minus $850 in closing costs. They want to net $60,000. That should make sense, everybody, because when we're saying net, that means what they make after they've paid everybody. Once they sell it, they've got to pay us, they got to pay off this lien, and they got to pay off these closing costs. And they want to end up with $60,000. So this is algebra, folks, but I'm going to show you so much easier way to do it after I explain why it works. If you wanted to do this from an algebraic point of view, everything you do to one side, you do to the other side. Add 850 here and add 850 here. It negates it right here, moves it to the other side. Add 480 here, add 480 here. Negates it, moves it to the other side. So now what you're left with is 100p minus 6p. That would be 94p equals 60,000 plus 850 plus 480. So now what we're saying is 94, where that is a percentage of the purchase price, equals 61,330. So if we needed to just get P by itself, that's 94% times P. So if you divide by 94% on this side, and you divide by 94% on this side, P is going to equal 61,330 divided by 0.94, right? Because this is a percentage. Your sales price would have to be $65,244.68. You may not have liked that, but let me show you the world's easiest way to do this. When you get a net to seller problem, we can all agree that no matter what we sell it for, we take our commission off the top. So if we're charging them a 6% commission, what is the percentage that's left over after we take 6% commission? 94%. So when you're answering these questions, folks, instead of doing algebra, add up everything that's not commission. So in other words, look at the question, 60,000 plus 480 plus 850, and divide it by the percentage that's left after we take our commission. In other words, divided by 94%, bam. It always works. Add up everything that's not commission and then divide it by the percentage that's left after we take our commission. Arthur Gate lists his home for sale with ABC Realty. Gates wishes to net $90,000 for his home after paying closing costs of $500 and a brokerage commission of 6% to ABC Realty. Determine the necessary sales price which Gates must receive for this home. Add up everything that's not commission and divide by the percentage that's left over after you take your commission. Well, what's the percentage in this one? If you took 6% commission again, what's the percentage? 94. Add up everything that's not commission and divide by 94%. Everything that's not commission. So here's 500. He wants to net 90,000. 90,500 divided by 0.94, 96,276.60. How easy was that? This is if we're answering the question, what would we have to sell for in order for them to net a certain number? That's the math we're dealing with. If they told you all the factors and they say, what is the seller netting? You would take sales price minus commission minus closing costs to give you the net. So this is not answering what is their net. This is answering how much would you have to sell for to net. But if you're answering that question, I promise it works every time. Do it one more time right here. Add up everything that's not commission divided by what's left over after you take your commission of 100. Has an outstanding mortgage of 21,275 plus wants to net 50,000. That should be all our numbers divided by 0.94, 75,824 or C. You will see math for excise tax. Folks, what is another name for excise tax? Transfer. Because when we're dealing with ad valorem or real property taxes, those are annual taxes. But when we're dealing with excise tax, it's also called transfer tax, which means we're only charging it when you transfer. When we're dealing with excise tax, that was much higher up here. And I just want to take a moment to talk about it. Please don't get confused. There are so many things that sound similar because they're both the type of tax. They're so different. Excise tax is transfer tax. We only pay it when we're closing on real property. Real property taxes we pay every single year. And the biggest thing to understand is that excise tax is based off of purchase price, always purchase price. Real property taxes are based on assessed values. You've got to be able to differentiate between the two. This is another easy math that students get wrong a lot of times. And what will happen, folks, is you will get a test question that says, a home is being sold for $380,000. Somebody is obtaining an 80% loan to value ratio. Their assessed value is $310,000. And then it will continue on with all this. And then it'll say, what is the excise tax? And you have to ignore everything in that question except the purchase price. That is the only thing you need. And it's going to be like a paragraph. You've got to pay attention. So excise tax is based on purchase price, purchase price, purchase price, or sales price. Same thing. If you think back to your textbook, there's two different ways to skin this proverbial cat as well. Neither way is wrong. Do what makes you more comfortable. In your textbook, it recommends taking the number and converting it to a multiple of 500. The reason it does that is because it saves you from making a terrible mistake. 125,000 is a multiple of 500 already. So the formula for excise tax is you owe us $1 per $500 of purchase price. All you do is take your purchase price and divide it by 500. Well, this is already a multiple of 500, so we get a nice whole number, no pennies. The reason why that's important is because in real property tax, we can and will charge you change. In excise tax, we never charge change, but they don't forgive it either. So if you get one like number 4, watch what happens. 239,900 divided by 500. It gives us change. You owe us 80 cents. You always have to round up to another dollar, even if the change is only 1 penny. They do not forgive even 1 penny. If there was some way for this to work out where you owed $479.01, the answer would still be $480. The answer to this question is $480. You cannot do change in excise tax. So the way that the book shows it is go ahead and convert the sales price to a multiple of 500. In other words, what's the next multiple of 500 up? 240,000 divided by 500. The reason why it shows you that way is because our brains have been programmed for so long that if it's 4, round down, if it's 5, round up. And so you're going to make that mistake where you're going to see 40 cents and you're going to be like, oh, round down and forgive it. We can't forgive it. It's always round up. What we just did, 239,900 divided by 500, 479.80 will be an answer choice because that's not the answer. It would be 480. We do not like change. Even if it's 1 penny, round up to the whole dollar. It's only when you have change and it's always round up. 750,435 divided by 500. The answer is going to be $1,501.
If you like this video, feel free to share it with a friend. For more real estate education content, please subscribe to the channel. From all of us at Seacoast Real Estate Academy, thank you for watching.